You're watching It's Your Money, and today we have Michelle Kooi from Tafoya Barrett Associates, and we're going to talk about what you should expect from your certified public accountant now that it's a pertinent topic with the tax season underway. So how do you know you're with the right CPA?
Well, you trust them. You have a good rapport. They really understand you and what your needs and your goals are, and they're willing to give you the advice that you need and deserve.
Well, one of the things we were talking about is a willingness to tell it like it is and not back away from the truth, say, I want to do something wrong. That CPA should be telling me that's a good idea or a bad idea.
Yes, absolutely. So that's a critical piece, is that you're getting straightforward counsel. They're looking out for your best interest, and you're willing to hear what they have to say as well.
Right here, you were talking about taxes are not black and white, and they're often gray areas. And so what are the kinds of things that you should be telling your CPA and that he or she should be listening to?
Well, quite a few things. And taxes being not black and white, a lot of people think that they are. There's either a yes or a no answer. And really, we have a funny saying that, you ask a tax accountant a question and the answer is, it depends. You get that a lot because there are so many different factors and things to consider. So there has to be trust in the relationships. So different things that you might want to share would be kind of your hopes for the future, what you fear the most, what keeps you up at night, what are your pain points, what are you worried about, when you might want to retire, and why you're doing the work that you're doing. Really opening up a bigger conversation. And there's things that you may have never thought to mention to them. And if those questions, having these discussions about bigger things might lead to some different opportunities or some different things that maybe neither of you had thought about before.
And one of the things I really value about the people I work with are they will give me proactive advice. And a lot of people complain that they don't get that. So how important is that proactive advice in that relationship?
I think it's very important. Expectations have to be set. I think that's really important. If one person's having an expectation or an assumption one way and the other one person is not meeting that, then both sides are disappointed. That's probably one of the biggest complaints I hear when I have a new potential client contact me is if they're switching CPAs, is that maybe they feel like that their CPA wasn't proactive.
And what kind of proactive things are there? What kind of things would you look for example?
Well, it can be responsive, but it could be just reaching out and touching base during the year. And following up on things that were maybe discussed, during tax time. It's like, oh, let's talk about that in the summer and, look at that particular idea further. So it's making sure that they're following up with you and you're following up with them as well.
Now, if you're an entrepreneur, can you find a CPA that can sort of be your finance director and your human resources director and all of that stuff too? Is that reasonable to find that in a CPA?
You can. I'm not sure about human resources director exactly, but there are a lot of things that different CPAs can do that a lot of people don't realize. Many people just think, oh, CPA, they do taxes. Some CPAs actually don't do any taxes at all. They might do audits or they might do some other things. Other CPAs have a bigger approach and may do some consulting or some coaching, as well as taxes and even financial planning as some different things.
Looking at investments, your estate plans, business succession, insurance. Now here's where the human resources comes in. Employees, benefits and pay, and how you can attract new talent with benefits and pay, which is another topic altogether.
Exactly.
And then what about someone, I love what you have here, someone who helps relieve your worries. That's a good one.
I feel that that's one of my most important jobs, is to help relieve the stress for somebody, because money is emotional and finances can cause a lot of stress. And so I feel that, for myself, and I think many CPAs, is that we really want to help, and we want to help remove that burden and look at it as kind of a team approach. Like, it's not, if you have an entrepreneur who's maybe has a small business and they're in business by themselves or for themselves, but they don't have to be in business, like I like to say, is by themselves, that they can build a team of people, of experts around them that can help support and coach them. So, I'd say be willing to reach out to your CPA with questions. Don't just be guessing or thinking you'll talk to them later. Think about it, give them a call.
All right, that's great advice, especially in tax season coming up, and good luck with tax season.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for joining us today. If you want to know more about selecting a CPA who meets your needs, visit tafoyabarrett.com. And thanks for joining us today, Michelle. Really appreciate it. I'm Deborah Uroda for It's Your Money.